That's right. That was Spangler Peak, Carla. We were in Ramona in the early afternoon when flames broke out at approximately 2:15. Now, I want to take you to the traffic here. We're along San Vicente Road, and as you can see, law enforcement has got this road shut down. And then as we swing around, you can see this traffic extends all the way back to Ramona. We were lucky enough to be escorted in here and get some action that was taking place. Now, where we're located is at the intersection of San Vicente Road and Wildcat Canyon Road, and just over my shoulder you can see this chopper taking off right now. They are going down into what is the wastewater treatment plant and pulling water out of that to then take it over on the flames and try to put out or control the flames as they make their way up over Spangler Peak. Now, the fire broke out, as I said, around 2:15. The closest intersection was Creelman Road and Keys Road in Ramona. Those flames quickly spread into the grass and into the dry chaparral. Fortunately for homeowners that were at the base of the peak there, Spangler Peak, the flames were to their back and the flames were pushed up over the top. Now, of course, firefighters from CAL FIRE, Barona Fire, Ramona Fire, as well as San Diego County Fire, were all on the scene to keep the flames away from those structures. They did come in, CAL FIRE did, and make a fire retardant drop, which dramatically slowed down the fire and enabled the firefighters to get into that very thick chaparral and control the flames. Now, once they did, they started to shift their attack to the east slope of Spangler Peak there. And so we do have evacuations in. These aren't all of them. You'll fill us in on that. Arena Way, Barrett Elementary, San Diego Country Estates, and I'm sure the list goes on. But you can see from the video that the images that John Steinbaugh is shooting right now that there is still plenty of black smoke. And when you see black smoke, you know those flames are getting into fresh vegetation. And they have got lots and lots of helicopters on this, plus ground crews. They'll also make some aerial drops with the plane to put that fire retardant down to control the fire line. But for right now, it does not appear that there has been any structures damaged from the flames, but they are having quite a time of it as this moves into some very, very rugged area. Looking at it from here, there is, it's rocks and chaparral and grass, and we've seen low rainfall totals in the East County, about 20% below, and then we've had a string of very hot heat wave episodes throughout the spring and summer. So right now we're looking at a very explosive backcountry chaparral that is igniting very, very quickly, and it's being driven by winds that are in the 10 to 12 mile an hour range, gusting to 15. So we will be on this and try to get a little bit closer perspective on it for now, but I'm sure you have some details you'd like to share with our viewers about more evacuations and what might need to be done. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Sean, let's just watch this a second and see these water drops. And I know, Carlo, were you looking at the map? We were trying to get a read on where this is moving.
This evacuation map is exactly, as he mentioned, he was at the intersection. Sean, you were at the intersection of, was it Wildcat Canyon and San Vicente? Sean,
yes, that is correct. That is where we are right now.
And so the fire is moving in an east direction, right?
Barona, it appears to. I'm looking at, trying to use my Indian Scout and Boy Scout information and where the sun is located. The winds are blowing almost east-northeast, blowing from the ocean towards the east and northeast. So coming from the west.
So we just
So that is the direction of movement from my estimation.
And so there are all these neighborhoods all around Creelman Lane: Oak Springs Road, Open View Road, Spangler Peak Road, Arena Drive. The neighborhoods according to the evacuation order, meaning to go, neighborhoods north of San Vicente Road, all the way to Creelman, then all the way further north to nearly Julian Road, then going all the way east to Arena Way. I believe that's where Sean mentioned Arena Way. And then even a warning goes further east all the way to the San Vicente Golf Club. So this is a pretty big area with lots of neighborhoods and neighborhood streets.
And Anna and Carlo, a lot of development has taken place in the East County over the past 10 to 20 years. So these little pocket neighborhoods, these little estates that have been built up, are nestled in and around the backcountry, and they're a beautiful location. But it puts these homes in a very vulnerable situation when fire like this does break out. And that's why it's so important to have multiple exits for those neighborhoods in situations just like this. Now, firefighters, I got to tell you, it is unbelievable the amount of aircraft that is coming in and out of here. Helicopter after helicopter after helicopter. I'm looking at San Diego Sheriff's pulling water. I see Cal Fire, and that's just to name a few. And then Cal Fire also making those aerial drops with their larger aircraft, dropping the fire retardant, the pink fire retardant that we're so used to seeing. So it is a massive effort here. Fire engine company after fire engine company is coming down San Vicente Road. Here comes another one, and they are bringing everything they can, because they know how dangerous this fire is because of the dryness of the chaparral, the heat that we're seeing, and the winds that are driving this fire right now. They know that if they don't get ahead of this, things could really get going. And once it gets into those estates and homes, then they're really battling it, because now you've got fire jumping from rooftop to rooftop. There goes San Diego PD escorting that firefighter in there. And as you look over my shoulder here, this traffic is backed up. If you have friends that you can text, tell them do not get on San Vicente Road heading towards the Barona Casino, because it is backed up and it is only causing problems for firefighters. People are doing U-turns in the middle of the street. And I got to tell you, it's a very, very active scene here for firefighters, and we need to give them all the space they need, because these flames are being driven very, very quickly into very dry brush. So it is a very active situation. I'm not sure if we have any other crews heading towards the other side of the San Diego estates, but for right now, we are on the, I believe, the southern edge of San Diego Country Estate. So we are not into that neighborhood yet, just along San Vicente Road here.
Sean, you know what you're pointing out about people not going to San Vicente Road and understanding the situation we've seen in previous fires. Unfortunately, a lot of the danger is out on the roads. People need to be very careful. We've seen fatalities with people trying to evacuate too late or in too much of a hurry and getting into bad situations. Also, right now it appears from what you're showing us and what we've seen, it's primarily in a brush area. Those fire engines and fire vehicles, various units, what we understand is they're moving into structure protection mode in San Diego Country Estates. That's where they're headed, while the air units are focusing their power all on hitting it right now and trying to prevent it from getting there in the first place.
We followed the fire off the 8 last
you know,
week.
Carlo, that
Go ahead, Sean, go.
I was just going to say, Carlo, you're absolutely right. You can really tell by the air attack that they are doing everything they can in the air as far as controlling the flames, and then obviously you have a better handle on what's happening on the ground, because we're out here in the open space, putting those other firefighters' assets in front of the structures to protect for them. So I think that's the game plan they're going with right now. But I have to tell you, every minute to minute and a half, there's a new helicopter coming in and picking up water, and they are using the wastewater treatment plant that's just off of San Vicente Road here, and that water is being utilized in a very positive way to help slow down that rate of spread on these fires. That's what they're really trying to do, and then bring in the big tankers, the aerial assault tankers, to put the retardant down, and then that helps those airdrops be that much more effective.
All right, Sean, we're going to let you move into position. I think they want to get you closer to San Diego Country Estates.
See what's happening there, because we've just gotten word that this fire is impacting that neighborhood, and at least the resources, they're keeping it to try to keep it at bay and out of that neighborhood.
All right, so you get moving, Sean. Thanks for all that incredible coverage.